Okay, in this video, I'm going to show you how you can get this type of badge on your website. So this shows exactly how many reviews there are and the actual rating, which is up to date, as well as a list of all the reviews that are actually shown on their website, and they can click to show more reviews, okay? So the way this works is we're using a platform called Outscraper, which has a bunch of different APIs. They also have like a UI where you can do this all manually. But if we go to their API docs, then we'll see they have a shit ton of endpoints here. And under Google, they have Google Maps reviews. So the way this works is you have to basically search to find the business, and then they'll return an object like this with, so you get like data, and then this is an array. And the first one in here you want to be the business that you actually want the reviews for, and then you can click into reviews data, which is an array containing all of the different reviews, okay? And so in order to make sure this is reliable, the first thing that we have to do is make sure we are getting their ID. So that's this value right here. Hopefully I can zoom in a little bit. That is, oh, whoops, Google reviews. That's this value right here. Okay, so this is their Google ID. So the way I got that in the first place is I go Google Places v3, you can use any of them, and I just typed in the business name and then the address, and it's pretty reliable because there's basically only one business with the same name and address, and it should give you back their actual ID. So if we go into the data, this is an array, but you should just find the first value, and somewhere in here you're going to find Google ID, okay? And this is what we want. So once you have the Google ID, then you can come back over to the Google Maps reviews, and we can plug that in order to get the reviews out. Now, here's the way this actually works in practice. So what we're doing, I forgot about this comment here. Oh shit, how do I hide the, there we go, hide the sidebar. Okay, so what we're doing is we have the Outscraper SDK. So this is only in JavaScript. So if I get rid of that, then I don't know. There's some weird error. I just put tsignore there. And first thing we're doing is we're just setting up the SDK. So what I'm doing is I'm setting up the Outscraper SDK using my API key, and then also my Supabase SDK. And this is for how I'm using this specifically. And then what we're doing is we're requesting to get those reviews from Outscraper. So all we do is we're doing await Outscraper and then .google maps reviews. And then what we can do, and you could also make this a fetch call, which could be a little bit easier because if we look at this call that we're making, if we actually click into the definition of Outscraper, then it's going to show us the request right here. So Google Maps reviews, and you can see all the parameters. So there's query, reviews limit, sort, skip, start, null, cutoff. And I don't really want to use any of these, but I believe because it's JavaScript, you have to include them anyway. So as you can see, we're passing in as our search parameter the actual listing ID, the Google ID, okay, that number I showed you earlier, and then 0, I forget what that is, and then 1, and then highest rating, that's the sort, because we need the sort in order to pass in 5, because we only want 5-star reviews. And then undefined, undefined, undefined. So if I ever want to change this, I kind of have to count out which position each value is in. So it's kind of annoying. And I had to do tsignore because for some reason, if I remove it, I don't know. It's not happening now, but that 5 was underlined in red with a TypeScript error. So it's kind of weird this SDK isn't the best for TypeScript. The fetch, I think the problem with the fetch is you have to make it asynchronous, so you have to have a callback URL. But with this, with the SDK, we're keeping the connection open, and it'll respond with the actual data object that we want. So then, the reviews data, because if we come back to the SDK, the reviews, the data is an array. So if we're passing in the Google ID, we should only get one result, right? Unless Google's fucking up. But we should have, at position 0 in the array, should be the location that we requested. And so then, that means that reviews data, the first object in the array, dot reviews data, okay, maybe that's confusing, but this is the first item in the array, and then there's an object called reviews data, which is also an array, and this actually contains all the reviews that you requested, okay? And then the cool thing about these reviews that we're getting is that you actually get, well, a review ID. I'm just kind of storing that. I don't think it's useful, but then the author title or the name, their image, the text that actually goes in the review, and an array of URLs for images. So I haven't added that, but you could. The link to the review. So if we click on one of these reviews, then we can actually click on it and actually go to that review, just so people on the website can verify that it's real. And then review timestamp. So we're showing 29 days ago, 6 months ago, 2 months ago, blah blah blah. And then site ID. This is just a reference to the current website. Okay. And so the reason that we are passing in the site ID is because the tool that I'm building has a bunch of sites under the same code base. And so we're basically every day, or I think it's once every day, we're checking our list of websites and seeing if there's any websites where, oh, sorry, that's up. Wait. Okay, my bad. So it's actually in this file. But basically, we're pulling out our list of websites every single week to see which ones need to have the reviews updated, because we're updating them weekly because there is a slight cost. It's not a lot, but there is a slight cost with pulling out those reviews. So every week we're updating them, and if it's time for it to be updated, then we're triggering this task so that it runs. And yeah, we're basically just pulling out those reviews, and then we're updating it in the database, and that's essentially it. And then the way that we're actually showing it is if I come to, well, first of all, the rating. This only shows if they have at least a 4.4 star rating. So if they have like a 3.5 star rating, we don't want to be advertising that on the website. Hopefully the business owner is just going to do their best to actually get that up, because a 3.3 star rating is quite unacceptable in my opinion. And all we're doing is we're just showing some stars. So if I come back to this, we're just showing the Google icon, some stars, and then the actual rating value, which, by the way, this rating value comes back from the request. So where is it? Reviews data. So yeah, Google ID, author ID. Oh, sorry. Okay, it's up here. So yeah, rating and then reviews. And then we can also link straight to their reviews link. So that's this. So it's just /reviews, and then the parameter is place ID equals the place ID. Okay, so that's how we're filling that in. And then yeah, so that's basically all it does, and it's wrapped in that link, where the link is the Google review. And then if we go to reviews, all we're doing is we have a custom review card right here, and this is just kind of breaking down like the author image and stuff like that. And then it's showing 6 reviews at first. It's using this layout called, what's it called? My bad. Columns. So yeah, so it's using columns, and it's also sorted by length, or by newness, and we're using, hang on, this package called format distance to now from this package called datefns. So this is pretty cool, because all you do is you call this function on the actual date, and then what it gives you back is actually a sentence, or a, whatever you call this, like a line, like 6 months ago, over a year ago, about 2 months ago, which is fucking perfect. And so I think this looks really good. The only problem I have right now is that if we can see, let's just refresh the page to reset this. So we have 29 days ago and 2 months ago, and then so it goes newest, second newest, third newest, fourth newest, fifth newest, sixth newest. And so if you show more reviews, then all of a sudden the people that were up here get moved down here. And so that's just kind of weird, because you would expect to see the newest ones be these bottom 6 that just got added, or I guess these bottom 6. But that's not really how it works. So that's a little weird. It's not exactly masonry, but this is basically a masonry layout. And yeah, so that's pretty cool. By the way, if you want to get my browser, click the link below, and it's free, especially, I think it's for Windows as well, but if we go settings, icon. There's a bunch of different icons you can get, and I'm trying to get this last one. I need 13 more people to use it. So, anyways, thanks for watching, and yeah, download this browser.